Well, the first time I seen darling Cora, she was sitting by the deep blue sea, a bottle of liquor in her hand and a banjo on her knee.
The story of Southern Appalachian music tradition is a long one, stretching back to the borderlands of feudal England. These lowland Scots immigrated to Ulster in Northern Ireland, and then to the United States, bringing with them their musical traditions. Many Scots-Irish settled in the Southern Appalachian Mountains. Distinct folk traditions melded with the diversity found in the region. Germans, Celts, and African Americans all played a role in shaping the bluegrass, old-time, and ballads we all enjoy today.
During the First World War, the English folk music revivalist Cecil Sharp came to Appalachia to catch traditional ballads, seeking to draw a link between the traditional English and Scottish folk songs he was promoting in England to the folk songs sung by the natives of Appalachia. Sharp was born in 1859 in London, the son of a wealthy slate merchant, and he was privately tutored until he attended Cambridge University, where he graduated from in 1882. From here, he lived in Australia for a time before returning to England to collect and preserve English folk tunes for use in music pedagogy, to replace the German-influenced music that was used in British schools at the time. From 1916 to 1918, Sharp traveled throughout western North Carolina with his associate, Maud Carples, living with members of the community and recording many songs that he considered to be continuations or replicas of songs he was familiar with in the British Isles. Sharp was amazed at the level of musical culture in the region, remarking that, quote, "song was just a part of everyday life," end quote. He had no trouble at collecting a treasure trove of traditional ballads, especially from mountain children, about whom he said, quote, "they sung to us some of the best songs," end quote.
Sharp unfortunately sought out songs that he believed were connected to England folk culture. He has been criticized for using his work to promote the idea of an exclusive Anglo-Saxon diaspora in the Southern Appalachians. Sharp ignored the diversity of Southern Appalachian heritage and music.
Sharp routinely ignored the inclusion of instruments such as the dulcimer, of German origin, and the banjo, of African origin, in Appalachian music. Despite the attempts of Sharp and others to depict Appalachia as an unchanging and purely Anglo-Saxon region, the musical influences of Appalachian music span the entire continent of Europe and beyond. Luckily, Sharp was not the only ballad catcher in Appalachia during the time period. Bascom Lamar Lunsford also sought out mountain musicians and focused not only on songs, quote, "most people knew," end quote, but also on musicians with unique and unusual talents and repertoires.
Bascom Lamar Lunsford was born in Mars Hill, North Carolina in 1882. He was named the Minstrel of Appalachia. Lunsford began playing music at an early age, playing the fiddle, banjo, and mandolin. Lunsford was a teacher by trade and even studied law at Trinity College, now Duke University, but was fascinated by Southern Appalachian music and culture. Lunsford's first-hand knowledge of the region led him to resent and reject the unsophisticated hillbilly stereotype. Unlike Sharp, Lunsford wished to record Appalachian music in all its diversity.
Keeping it very true to what it was.
Bascom Lamar Lunsford cared so much about the local history and culture. He very much believed that it was not enough just to collect things and box them away. He was a very talented promoter of the music as well. We want people to come and listen to this music and continue to enjoy it.
He wanted people to hear the music that was played on the front porches of Madison County, North Carolina, because he thought it was unique.
His recordings and transcripts included ballads, but also Negro spirituals and common folk tunes. Lunsford traveled the Southern Appalachians extensively, recording the full range of music that is to be found in the Highlands.
While Sharp was an outsider who saw Appalachian music as a way to celebrate English folk music, Lunsford was a native who sought to celebrate the diversity in Appalachian musical traditions. Though both men viewed the region as one in flux, with these musical traditions particularly vulnerable, they differed in their methods and motives in catching Appalachian ballads. Where Sharp sought to present Appalachian music as essentially unchanged English music, Lunsford sought to record the unique and diverse culture of Appalachia. Later in life, Lunsford sought to create and promote spaces and opportunities for Appalachian musicians and ballad singers to practice and celebrate their craft, and eventually succeeded in creating the Mountain Dance and Folk Festival in 1928, which still occurs the first weekend of every August, as well as the Bascom-Lamar Lunsford Festival, held in his birthplace at Mars Hill every year. This year, that festival celebrated the centennial of Cecil Sharp's visit to Appalachia, and it provided an opportunity to compare and contrast these two Appalachian ballad catchers. While both men celebrated mountain culture and folkways, Sharp failed to represent the true diversity of influences in Appalachian music the way that Lunsford did.
My love, when shall we be married? When conch shells turn to silver bells, that's the day that we shall marry. Oh, soldier dear, don't leave